Alright, I would like to show you a game I made called Kinect This. What it is a compilation of mini games that use the Xbox 360 Kinect to control the video games. So you use your body to control them. What you're going to be seeing is me in real life, and then I'm going to be showing you what's on the screen as well. I have my laptop in front of me. The Kinect is hooked up to the laptop, and that's how I'm controlling everything. So this is the title screen. This is where you can choose from, I think I have 4 different games on here. So what you need to do at the title screen and at the beginning of any minigame is calibrate, and that's what that little stick figure is. So it's telling me to put my arms up like this. All right, so now I've been calibrated, and you can see me in the background represented by those little spheres. And you can see this little hand floating around, and that is basically the cursor. You'll notice right now that it's a right hand. That's because I'm using my right hand. If I switch to my left hand, hey, look at that, it's a left hand. Now the way it determines that is just telling, which hand is closer to the Kinect. So if my right hand is in front, it's going to use the right hand. If my left hand is in front, it's going to use the left hand. It doesn't really matter gameplay-wise, but, I thought it was a nice little touch, and it's kind of just something I wanted to do to make it easier to see, how you were controlling and who is controlling in the terms of 2-player games. So what we can do right now is we can choose games by hovering over here to these little games and sliding up or down. So you can slide them up, you can slide them down. And you may notice these little red kind of blinking things coming up. That's just basically to make it easier for the player to see that, their hand is not on the screen anymore. So right now I'm above the screen, so I need to move my hand down. If I move to the right, I need to move it back to the left. So that's just kind of a nice little notification to tell you that, hey, you're not being detected anymore. So let's choose a game. I think Graffiti was first, so go over here to OK, hover over it until the red bar gets to the top. It's basically a little loading bar to make sure that you want to make that choice. So it takes a few seconds to load. All right, and the first thing we need to do is calibrate. So put my arms out like this. And sometimes it actually doesn't calibrate. So what I need to do is just move around a little bit so it sees that I'm not part of like the background or something. Put my arms back up. There we go. All right. So what Graffiti does is it tracks whichever hand is in front. So right now it's my right hand, my left hand. And it basically just draws ribbons of color in 3D space, which is kind of cool. So, as I move backwards, it's actually drawing the ribbons back in this room that you see. If I move forward, it's drawing it much closer to the camera. If I had a little more room to move around, maybe I could do something a little bit cooler. But so this is the main function, I guess, of Graffiti. What you can do in any minigame is you can hold your left arm out at a 45-degree angle to go to the pause menu. And so you navigate just like you did in the title menu. And so what I'm going to do right now, draw is selected, which is what I was doing. I was drawing the ribbons of color. So what I can do is hover over here to rotate, wait for it to be selected, and then I can go back to resume. And so now, instead of drawing, I'm actually rotating this 3D ribbon of color that I created before. And that is according to how my hand is being rotated. And again, I can use either hand. And so, if I want to maybe position this somewhere, say like right here, there we go. I can hold my left arm out, go to the pause menu. Maybe, there we go. And go back to draw, resume. And then I can start drawing a new ribbon of color, and that other one stays in the same spot. Now these ribbons of color do disappear over time, but I'm going to try to get 3 going. So let's go to rotate. And so now I'm going to be rotating both of them at the same time. Hold it in position while I try to go back to draw. Yeah. First one's going to disappear. Go back to resume. It's gone. All right. But that's basically the gist of Graffiti. You can draw, and then you can rotate. And, it's just kind of a cool little visual mini game. So that's that. Let's go back to the main menu by hovering over there, waiting for the red bar. You have to wait a few seconds for it to load. Okay, so here we are back at the main menu. So what I'm going to do is calibrate again. And I'm going to choose a different game this time. Theremin. All right, let's do that. A theremin is a digital musical instrument or an electronic musical instrument. So that's basically what this game is mimicking. In order to play the instrument in real life, you use one hand to control the volume and the other hand to control the pitch, and so that's basically how you control this game. So let me calibrate. So one hand is the pitch, my right hand. So if I move my right hand to the right, the pitch gets higher. If I move it to the left, it gets lower. Then my left hand, if I move it up, the volume goes up. If I move it down, the volume goes down. And obviously you can, combine both of your hands. So yeah, that's basically it. Not much to it, but it's pretty fun, especially if you can kind of get some melodies going. Probably can't do it right now, but I could play a few songs when I made this, which is pretty fun. Alright, so let's go to the pause menu and then exit out to the main menu. Alright, let's recalibrate again and choose a different game. Smash City is probably my favorite of the games in Kinect This. As its name implies, you smash a city. You're basically a giant blob-like monster, and you can use your limbs, your head, basically just any part of your body to destroy this city. So let's calibrate. Move around. Now let's calibrate. There we go. So what happens is it's an automatic side scroller. You can move forward and backwards. I don't have a lot of space to do so, but you just go forward a little bit faster, maybe half a second, backwards half a second, but it is moving you forward continuously. So now what I can do is I can use my arms and legs and whatever and destroy buildings. So let's try to get this one right here. Ready? Boom! Oh, no boom, I missed. There we go. Yes. Very good. And you notice that the buildings catch on fire. Obviously, I'm a giant monster destroying them. Why wouldn't they? And then you can also breathe fire, which is kind of cool. So you take your arms and go like this. Yes. Yeah, that happens. So, I think this was probably the most popular of the game when I showed this. It's very satisfying to do this, to have this, these huge skyscrapers just topple and catch on fire. It's just fun. All right, so that's basically all there is to this game. So let's go to the pause menu and return to the game select screen. Okay, so here we are back at the title screen. So I'm going to recalibrate. And let's select our last game, which is Pong. So the cool thing about this version of Pong is that it can be played with either one player or two players. Obviously, I'm only one person, so what I'm going to do is calibrate, and it's going to recognize me as the first player, and I'll show you what happens. So you see it's asking for 2 players to calibrate, so I'm going to be the first one to calibrate. And so basically, one player is kind of like racquetball. You know, you have your paddle, and you hit the ball against the wall, and it comes back to you, and you just, you keep going until you get bored. You know, you can miss. There aren't any points. It's just kind of a, do it at your own pace kind of thing. But it is 2-player, so I'm going to invite my brother to come over here and be my second player. So again, I'm already calibrated, but he needs to calibrate, so he's going to hold up his arms. And now it's gone to split screen. I'm on the left and he is on the right. And you'll notice that there's kind of 2 versions of Pong going on. There's the 3D version with the red and green paddles. And then if you look on the left and right side of the screen, you also see the white paddles, and you'll see this, little square ball floating around. And, I just kind of thought that'd be cool to have both 2D Pong and 3D Pong going on at the same time. And in addition to that, it's kind of helpful, especially when the ball starts going really, really fast. Um, something I do is I look at the 2D version, and it's kind of a lot easier because, you don't have 3 dimensions to track, so you can kind of just see things easier and be able to hit it easier. And, as the players miss, the opponent gets a point. There isn't a point limit. You just keep going until you want to quit. And again, you can use either your left hand or your right hand. And then just like with any other game, you can pause by holding out your left hand. Either player can do that. Actually, why don't you pause it? There we go. And when you're in the pause screen with 2 players, there are 2 hands, obviously. First player is the one with the 1, second player is the one with the 2. And either player can do anything, but that's all there is to Pong, so we're going to quit. All right, so that is my game Kinect This. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.